जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्य लीला परिष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसाष्टतर सचिशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्य लीला परिष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसाष्टतर सचिशिला भक्ति दैत माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्य लीला परिष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसाष्टतर सचिशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिला गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवरे की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नरी सिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पादकमला श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. It's hot. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM about Dhruva. We heard that Dhruva's brother Uttam went to forest to hunt. Then he was attacked by Yakshas and they killed him. Then Dhruva, as a king, he had to fix the situation to punish the miscreants. So he went to Alakapuri and he fought with them in a conventional way. Then, after they were being defeated in a conventional way, then they backed off and Dhruva entered into that city, and then they started black magic. We heard so many from the sky, so many things started to fall, blood and rain and bodies and elephants and snakes and all these things. So Dhruva was a bit bewildered. Then we heard that sages, munis, they came to him, appeared, and they told, all the sages said, "Dear Dhruva, O son of King Uttanpat, may the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Sharangadhanva, who relieves the distress of his devotees, kill all your threatening enemies. The holy name of the Lord is as powerful as the Lord himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, many men can be fully protected from fierce death without difficulty. Thus a devotee is saved." Mahaprabhu told, "Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita," that all powers are being given to holy names. Holy names are not different from supreme, all powerful. And we heard yesterday also, all inauspicious moments can also be overcome by chanting holy name. And that verse is also in Bhagavatam, that although Kali Yuga is full of mistakes, but by one good quality, it is by kirtan, one can attain the ultimate goal of life. So whatever defect is there, impurity, this, all the things, everything cannot obstruct chanting of holy name and you like going to the ultimate goal of life. And it is most easy. And also here they told him from fear's death without difficulty. One thing is normal death, like Gajendra. At first he was praying, I want to be rescued from impending death, and he took shelter of Supreme Lord. Then later he understood this is not the goal. Then what? I will survive, then what I will do? No use. I want full liberation from this Maya, birth and death, and attain the lotus seat of Krishna. So everything can be applied here, how devotee is saved by chanting Harinam, because Harinam is not different from Supreme Lord. And especially in this Kali Yuga, we have to take shelter of Harinam. So that was the end of previous chapter. Now chapter 11 starts. Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj to stop fighting. Maitreya Uvach. Nishamya Gadatam Evam Rishinam Dhanushi Dhruva Sandade Stram Upasprishya Yan Narayana Nirmitam. Sri Maitreya said, my dear Vidur, when Dhruva Maharaj heard the encouraging words of the great sages, he performed the achaman by touching water and then took up his arrow made by Lord Narayan and fixed it upon his bow, that is Narayan Astra, holy name. So, even when we are performing our worldly duties, that is also meant for the service of Krishna or to facilitate our direct service of Krishna, so it is connected. So many obstacles may come in discharging our duties, but all these obstacles, here we get this teaching, all obstacles can be removed by chanting Harinam. Also, when you are doing Archanam, there may be some mistake in uttering other mantras or these things, but always Harinam is there. Harinam will correct everything. Whatever there is, may be any mistake, with Harinam you correct. Also, Shukracharya, Bamandev and Bali Maharaj. Bamandev told to Shukracharya, your disciple is in trouble, you give him some way to be rescued. Then Shukracharya, already he saw you. What to speak of seeing you? Even by chanting holy name, all is purified. Tantra, mantra, everything. Whatever impurity may be there, obstacle, everything is by chanting Harinam. So here also we see that Dhruva Maharaj took Narayan arrow, holy name, being advised by the sages. Yes, here in this age, the Narayan Astra, or weapon to drive away Maya, is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra in pursuance of the associate of Lord Chaitanya. Here Sai Maharaj is giving a reference to that verse. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishna Sangha Sangopanga Astra. Sangha, Upanga and Astra. Astra means weapon. And what is the weapon of Mahaprabhu is Sankirtan, Nam Sankirtan. By that, he is killing our demoniac mentality. In other yugas, Supreme Lord, he kills demons. But in this Kali Yuga, does not kill demons, only kills demoniac mentality in our heart and purifies us through Harinam Sankirtan. And there are many examples in Gaur Lila, most famous like Jagai Madai, so sinful, but they were rescued. Dino hino joto chilo, Hariname udharilo, tar shaki Jagai Madhai, Narottam Thakur sang. So this is the most important we have to give in this Kali Yuga, chanting of holy name. Sandhi yamana etasmin maya guhyaka nirmitaha kshipram vineshur vidur klesha gyanodaye yatha. As soon as Dhruva Maharaj joined the Narayan Astra arrow to his bow, the illusion created by the Yakshas was immediately vanquished, just as all material pains and pleasures are vanquished when one becomes fully cognizant of the self. These material pains and pleasures, they are like a dream. When we are sleeping, that time in dream we may see that tiger is attacking you and you are very fearful and you are suffering. But when you wake up, then you see there is no reality of that suffering or any pleasure in dream like this. Or you may see in dream someone is cutting your hand and he cut off your hand and you are suffering so much. But when you wake up, you see, oh no, it is not real. Like that, all this, our material existence is like this, like a dream. It does not directly touch the soul. Soul is only seeing like a dream. And because of identification with the dream, we feel this suffering. But once you wake up, you become cognizant of the self, of the Atma, then there is no more any material happiness or suffering, nothing. You are aloof, awakened. And another I remembered here, there was in Assam, one place is Sarbhog. So there was one disciple of Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Ram Goti Prabhu. Household devotee, but very good devotee. He used to do kirtan, mridanga like this. And in the beginning of his devotional life, he once went to do Brajamandal Parikrama with Prabhupada. And after coming back in that Assam, then due to association with materialistic people and also with his family, they were pressing and bad association, then he gradually lost his practices, like chanting Harinam, and he even started eating fish again, what he did before. So then some years passed, 3 years, then he became very sick, dead sick. He will die. Doctor said he will die, surely he will die. So when he was dying, he saw that those fishes which he was eating, they're coming now to eat him. He could recognize them. And they were making fearful sound, pok, pok, and they want to eat him. Then suddenly Yamadutas came, messengers of God of Death. It is a real story, not like some real fact. So Yamadutas came, and then they tied him, and they were telling to those fishes, no, don't eat him now. First we will tie him to that tree, then peacefully you will eat him. And they tied him, and they were dragging him on the ground on very sharp stones. He was having so much pain. They were dragging, and he told them, I can walk, why you are dragging me. They said, no, like this only, you have to. So he was so much suffering, and those fishes were waiting. So because of his past Sukriti, suddenly he remembered that Brajamandal Parikrama, and he shouted, "Oh Gurudev, Prabhupada, Krishna Baladev, Krishna Baladev, Krishna Baladev," because that Brajamandal Parikrama, that kirtan is going on. Then immediately when he shouted Krishna Baladev, then that vision broke, gone, and he became alive again. And everyone was surprised. They thought he's a ghost. They asked, "Are you a ghost?" He said, "No, I'm not ghost." Then he was now realized what is the fact. Then he was very serious, and he told to his family members, you are all my enemies. You are dragging me to materialistic way of life. You are all my enemies. No one should say anything to me anymore. You quickly bring me my Tulsi Mala, Kanti Mala, and you bring my Japa Mala. I will chant Harinam. And also there will be Vaishnav Seva programs here in our house. I will invite Vaishnavas. I will serve them. There will be Kirtan, Harikatha, everything. And no one could say anything, because now he was totally changed person. He got direct experience of Yamadutas and everything, and also of the efficacy of chanting Harinam. Then whole life, every Brajamandal Parikrama he was attending, every Navadip Dham Parikrama he was attending. Because during Parikrama, all forms of devotion are simultaneously performed. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathuravas, and Shri Murti Irshadasya. You are visiting Shri Murtis in different places. It's very intense practice, very efficient. So, our Gurudev, he heard directly from him, from his mouth, from this Ramgati Prabhu. He was staying in our Sarbo Gauriya Math. After Prabhupada disappeared, then our Parangurudev continued to preach in Assam. So gradually, then when he established Chaitanya Gauriya Math, that Sarbo Gauriya Math also was given to our Parangurudev, and Tezpur Gauriya Math also. Guwahati and Gwalpara he opened. And so it is a fact that this vision, like Dhruva, they were putting that black magic and that vision, that thing, but by Narayan Astra, means by holy name, that was removed, and like all material pain and pleasures are vanquished when one realizes himself. Our Gurudev, though, like we are crying, we are laughing, all these things, but when you wake up, you see it is all false, it is all useless, there is no value, either crying or laughing or anything. Tasyar shastram dhanushi prayunjataha suvarna pankah kalahang savasasa vinihsrita avivishur dvishad balam yatha vanam bhima ravah shikandinaha. Even as Dhruva Maharaj fixed the weapon made by Narayan Rishi onto his bow, arrows with golden shafts and feathers like the wings of a swan flew out from it. They entered the enemy soldiers with a great hissing sound, just as peacocks enter a forest with tumultuous growing. Tei stigma dharei pradhane shili mukhair itas tatah punya jana upadrutaha tam abhyadhavan kupita udayudhaha suparnam unadha phana ivahayaha. Those sharp arrows dismayed the enemy soldiers, who became almost unconscious. But various yakshas on the battlefield, in a rage against Dhruva Maharaj, somehow or other collected their weapons and attacked. Just as serpents agitated by Garuda rush towards Garuda with upraised hoods, all the Yaksha soldiers prepared to overcome Dhruva Maharaj with their upraised weapons. Garuda and snakes their enemies. Garuda eats snakes. So they're agitated, but Garuda always wins. So here also they were agitated like that by Dhruva's prowess, but somehow they attacked. Satan, that is why if there is some snake, then you have to loudly chant Garuda, Garuda, Garuda. Then you will be protected from that snake bite. You will be protected from that snake bite. Papa na telefono bot. Na telefono bot. You have to loudly chant. Satan prishat kair abhi dhavato mridhe nikrita bahuru shirodharodaran ninaya lokam param arkamandalam vrajanti nirbidya yam urdvareta saha. When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Yakshas coming forward, he immediately took his arrows and cut the enemies to pieces. Separating their arms, legs, heads and bellies from their bodies, he delivered the Yakshas to the planetary systems which is situated above the sun globe and which is attainable only by first-class brahmacharis who have never discharged their semen. Automatically, because killed by Dhruva. Here again we see such descriptions, cutting bodies. So our Nishkinchan Maharaj, it is intentionally written like this, to check you, to test you, whether you believe that the real self is Atma or is body. If you think it is body, then you will feel disturbed by hearing such descriptions, otherwise not. So here in commentary Sai Maharaj is saying, to be killed by the Lord or by his devotees is auspicious for non-devotees. The Yakshas were killed indiscriminately by Dhruva Maharaj, but they attained the planetary system attainable only for brahmacharis who never discharged their semen. As I told maybe yesterday, the day before yesterday, this is one type of brahmachari, never will discharge semen. But sometimes in dream can happen. So that also in Kali Yuga it is very difficult. But there are some, then they will attain. Or if semen is used only for the good progeny, for devotees of Krishna, then that is also called as brahmacharya. as the impersonal Gyanis or the demons killed by the Lord attain Brahmaloka or Satyaloka, persons killed by a devotee of the Lord also attain Satyaloka. To reach the Satyaloka planetary system described here, one has to be elevated above the sun globe. Killing, therefore, is not always bad. If the killing is done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees, or in great sacrifices, it is for the benefit of the entity killed in that way, because Atma is there. Atma is not killed. Atma will be benefited. But those who have no self-realization, then they like protest why Krishna is encouraging Arjuna to kill. How this can be spirituality? They cannot understand the real self, or even they may understand in a jnani way, but cannot understand in a devotee way. That devotee has to do everything for the service of Krishna. Or Krishna also can kill demons, and when they are killed by Krishna, then in their soul they feel the compassion of Krishna. This is in Vedanta Sutra, in the commentary of Baladevi Devushan. Why demons are liberated? Because they got love for Krishna when they are killed by him. They got that vidya. Vedanta Sutra Vidya is mentioned. The point is, before demons, they saw Krishna as their enemy. All conditioned souls, they are enjoyers, they see other enjoyers as enemies. So they saw Krishna as enemy and they wanted to kill him, thinking that will be beneficial. But when they are killed by Krishna, then Krishna kills their gross and subtle body. This is in Vedanta Sutra explained. He kills, and then their vision is totally different. Now they feel in their Atma the compassion of Supreme Lord, love towards them. They are not seeing him as enemy. Now they are seeing him as object of love. And they get love for him. That is why they are liberated. So killing is not always bad. And what Arjuna did, that was also necessary, because it was Krishna's mission to destroy the demoniac kings, that burden of sinful activities, and to establish dharma. And all those got benefit. We heard on Vyasadeva Parents' Day that those wives of those husbands, they were lamenting so much, those who were killed. But Vyasadeva showed to those wives the souls of their husbands, and that they are all right. No any ordinary person can do this, but Vyasadeva showed the souls, and that they are all right now. Then those wives gave up their lamentation. So it is the fact. So here they are killed by Dhruva Maharaj, and directly they will go to Satyaloka, and then at the dissolution they will be liberated together with Brahma. Or in sacrifices, sometimes animal is sacrificed, and if that sacrifice is real, then that animal will be benefited, will immediately get human birth, next life. Material so-called non-violence is very insignificant in comparison to killing done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees. Like famous example also is Hanuman. He is an example of someone who is in Trinada Pisunichana mood. Means he is established in his real self in relation to Krishna. So for the service of Lord Ramachandra, he killed so many demons there in Lanka. and his Trinada Pisonichana. And they were also benefited if pure devotee kills for the service of Krishna. Or sometimes if there are some animals like snails, they are doing their dushkriti by eating flowers for Krishna. Then if you kill, they also will be benefited. You will rescue them from dushkriti. Or if some child starts to cry during Harikatha and he disturbs the Harikatha, then it is the duty of mother to take him out in order not to disturb. Otherwise, that will be dushkriti. So in order to prevent dushkriti, also sometimes such things are necessary. Even when a king or the state government kills a person who is a murderer, that killing is for the benefit of the murderer, for thus he may become cleared of all sinful reactions. Of course, this can be only understood by those who know that there is a soul. If you tell to someone like normal person that that criminal should be hanged to death and it will be good for him, then he cannot understand what this means. He can understand it will be good for others because there will be no danger from him, but they cannot understand how it is beneficial from him. That is why also there are many statements in Old Testament which outwardly seem very cruel. Some people cannot understand how God can be cruel, like with such punishment, so many cruel things, but they don't understand that is for their benefit. An important word in this verse is urdvareta saha, which means brahmacharis who have never discharged semen. Means urdvareta, means going up. Urdva means vertical, up, reta, going. Brahmacharis, their semen will go up, not down, out. That is why it is called. Celibacy is so important that even though one does not undergo any austerities, penances, or ritualistic ceremonies prescribed in the Vedas, if one simply keeps himself a pure brahmachari, not discharging his semen, the result is that after that he goes to the Satyaloka. Generally, sex life is the cause of all miseries in the material world. In the Vedic civilization, sex life is restricted in various ways. Out of the whole population of the social structure, only the grihastas are allowed restricted sex life. All others refrain from sex. The people of this age especially do not know the value of not discharging semen. As such, they are variously entangled with material qualities and suffer an existence of struggle only. In Ayurveda also you will find that that life energy is stored in the semen. So if you lose semen, then you lose energy. It is not healthy. So those who are brahmacharis, they are very strong physically and mentally, but they must be qualified for this. Otherwise, if forcefully trying to do but not being qualified, then that can also cause some contrary results, inauspicious, or I'm trying to find the word. Gurudev, I heard from him, I forgot. So it is not beneficial, so it can cause some problems. Therefore, we have to do bhajan according to the instruction of experienced bona fide guru. He will engage disciples according to their capacity. The word Urdhva Sah especially indicates the Mayavadi sannyasis who undergo strict principles of austerity. But in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that even if one goes up to Brahmaloka, he again comes back, Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravatirno Arjuna. Therefore, actual mukti or liberation can be attained only by devotional service, because by devotional service one can go above Brahmaloka, or to the spiritual world wherefrom he never comes back. Mayavadi sannyasis are very proud of becoming liberated, but actual liberation is not possible unless one is in touch with the Supreme Lord in devotional service. It is said, Harim bina na sritim taranti. Without Krishna's mercy, no one can have liberation. When Krishna was in the womb of Devaki, that time Brahma and other demigods, they prayed. There Brahma told this, Jeneram Daksha Vimuktamaninas. They think they are liberated, but they are not. And because they don't take shelter of Supreme Lord, then they fall again. Even more worse state than they were before. But if they accept the service, then they can be promoted to the spiritual kingdom, like Shukadev Goswami for Kumara's Shiva. They can go that side, positive side. Tan Hanyamanam Abhivikshya Guhyakan Anagasas Chitraratena Bhurishah Outanapadim Kripaya Pitamaho Manur Jagado Bhagataha Saharshi Bih. When Swayambhuva Manu saw that his grandson Dhruva Maharaj was killing so many of the Yakshas who were not actually offenders, out of his great compassion he approached Dhruva with great sages to give him good instruction. Here, commentary 7. Dhruva Maharaj attacked Alakapuri, the city of the Yakshas, because his brother was killed by one of them. Actually, only one of the citizens, not all of them, was guilty of killing his brother Uttama. Dhruva Maharaj, of course, took a very serious step when his brother was killed by the Yakshas. War was declared and the fighting was going on. This sometimes happens in present days also. Now also is happening. For one man's fault, a whole state is sometimes attacked. This kind of wholesale attack is not approved by Manu, the father and lawgiver of the human race. He therefore wanted to stop his grandson Dhruva from continuing to kill the Yaksha citizens who were not offenders. Also, to keep the balance, I heard from our Turyashai Maharaj, once I asked him, he said that always there should be balance, how much demons, how much demigods, how much this. So when demigods they kill too much, then Brahma also stops them. Or when demons they kill too much, then they also stop. There is always should be balance. Manur Uvach Alam Vatsa Tiroshena Tamodvarena Papmana Yena Punya Janan Etan Avadistvam Anagasaha. Lord Manu said, my dear son, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is the path to hellish life. Now you are going beyond the limit by killing yakshas who are actually not offenders. Krishna also says in Gita that anger leads to hell. But we have to understand what is the cause of anger. Cause of anger is kama, unfulfilled kama. If there is no kama, there is no krodha. Kama, krodha vijayate. Because of kama, there is krodha. So if you want to control krodha, you cannot control unless you remove kama. Otherwise, impossible. And that kama is related to our false self, misconception of self. So as long as there is misconception of self, there is kama also. So there is krodha also, and enmity. Like in animal society, there is which animal is natural enemy to another one. Like mongoose and snake, they're natural enemies, and some they're like that. Human beings also, because of false ego, there is automatically created that enmity and violence and killing. So that kama has to be removed. When you are in real self, then there is no kama. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Otoev Shanta. Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sokoli Ashanta. So the more one is devoted, the more he can control this. So here it was as if he's protecting his bodily relation, brother. Now he's angry on the enemies of his brother. But he did as a duty of a king. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was hearing Dhruva and Prahlad Charit hundreds of times, and again he wanted to hear why. Because this is important for us to know that we should give up kama and krodha. Otherwise we may misunderstand that Krishna Lila, sometimes gopis, they become very angry on Krishna and they criticize. But that is different kind. That is out of love. And Krishna is actually enjoying that. He is very pleased. But if someone who is not properly trained, he will mistake his own anger due to lust as devotion, or it can be used like that in imitation of the gopis, then he will fall down. It will not work. First we have to give up this tamasic anger as a result of unfulfilled kama. Also we hear in Upadeshamrita, actually this first verse is from Mahabharata also. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam. You have to control, you have to tolerate the urge of anger. 6. These urges you have to tolerate. They are obstacles to bhajan. So here he's telling this is the path to hellish life. You will have to suffer if you have anger, and if you are violent to other living entities due to anger, then you will go to hell, you will suffer. Already before, Suniti, mother, told that you don't have hostile mentality to your stepmother. She is not the cause of your suffering. Your previous actions result you are getting through her. She is only instrumental. Our Gurudev told, if we keep any hostile mentality to anyone, like wanting to take revenge or something, wrongly thinking they are the cause of our suffering, then you cannot do bhajan. You will not be able to please Supreme Lord. So this we have to learn. Then gradually, by spiritual realization, then we can understand what kind of anger gopis they are doing to Krishna. That is pure devotion. But this is tamoguna. Nasmat kolochitam tata karmaitat sat vigarhitam vado yat upadevanam arabdaste kritainasam. My dear son, the killing of the sinless yakshas which you have undertaken is not at all approved by authorities, and it does not befit our family, which is supposed to know the laws of religion and irreligion, what is dharmic, what is adharmic. Our Gurudev told that when he was in Kolkata, some persons, they came and they told him that there is one program, means one meeting is organized by one institution, Parliament of Religion. And they invited our Gurudev to go there because the topic will be there should not be any fight in the name of Dharma. That they should discuss. And Gurudev at first he was reluctant to go. He did not know. He thought maybe this is some political program because they want to take advantage. Political parties in India take advantage of these religious fightings for their own purpose. So Gurudev thought maybe this is something. But then other devotees, they requested him, no, you go. Then Gurudev went there. And he told, actually, this word dharma and religion, it is not same. You should not use the word dharma in saying this. There should not be any fighting in the name of dharma. Like some religions, they prescribe violence. If someone is disbeliever, then you can kill or like this. So they are saying there should be no violence. Then Gurudev, so you cannot use the word dharma. You can use the word religion, but not dharma. They are not synonymous. If you see according to dictionary, there is difference. So Gurudev told that ordinary dharma, what to speak of prema dharma of Mahaprabhu, ordinary dharma, tenfold dharma from Manu Sanhita says that one should practice brahmacharya, celibacy. Then Gurudev said, if someone is practicing brahmacharya, is he doing any violence or any harm to anyone? Any fighting to anyone? No. And and also another dharma is you should not steal, you should not lie, you should control your senses, all these things. Gurudev showed them that those tenfold dharmas, there is no any prescription of any fighting anywhere. So you cannot use this word. In the name of dharma, there should be no fighting. So here, Swayambhuva Manu, he told our family, we are in knowledge of what is dharma and what is adharma, what is approved by scripture, what is not. So it does not look good. You are in our family and you are behaving like this. Nanu ekasya paradhena prasangat bahavo hata bratur vadha bhi taptena tvayanga bratri vatsala. My dear son, it has been proved that you are very much affectionate towards your brother and are greatly aggrieved that he is being killed by the yakshas. See, looks like that he was angry because of that. But just consider, for one yaksha's offense, you have killed many others who are innocent. Nayam margo hi sadhunam Hrishi Keshanu Vartinam Yat Atmanam Paragrihya Pashuad Bhuta Vaisha Sam. One should not accept the body as the self, and thus, like the animals, kill the bodies of others in natural enmity. Someone doing harm to my body or to body of my Those who are related to me, then I think enemies, then I want to kill. This is especially forbidden by saintly persons who follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They should not have this bodily conception and then fight with each other for worldly benefits. Of course, to know and to believe that we are not this body, we are Atma related to Krishna, but to actually realize that it is not so easy. You need to practice. That is why sometimes when Gurudev used to say, because he is a realized soul, it is like no any high big philosophy, but when Gurudev said, you are not this body, then it was something different. And you could feel also your real self in that saying. And this is the root cause of all problems, all anarthas. Once that Nishkinchan Maharaj from Chandigarh was asking me about Hridaurbalya, anartha, what I think. Then I told, according to my knowledge, then he said, yes, I am thinking, and then we were discussing. Then he said, I will ask your Gurudev. Then he went, Nishkinma, he himself came to me and started this topic with me. Then he went to Gurudev, and then after he came back, he was very happy, and he came to me again. I asked your Gurudev. He gave very nice reply that the root cause of all anarthas is this misconception of self. To think I am this body. But he was so happy, and he, with great happiness, he was explaining to me. Outwardly we may not think something big, but it is big. To have such a realization, it is big. And also to hear from a realized soul, this point is very effective and beneficial. I still remember when I was more new in Gauriya Math, then some other preachers, they were speaking, they were telling how about this topic, high topic, Radha Krishna Lila, how this is very important to know and to hear, and like this they were telling. So I thought, oh yes, I also need to buy all those books, and I have to read, and I have to know. I thought, but then when I came to India, in our daily math, I remember, Gurudev that time speaking in Hindi, and only sometimes some English words. Then one time in between he said this, I am not this body, or maybe he said we are not these bodies. In English he said, there was so much substance there inside. I cannot tell you how it was, but there was so much substance within that, like you could directly feel what is this material energy and what is the real self. You are not this body. Everything was very clear. What is Swarup in relation to Krishna, what is body, everything was fully clear. Just by this sentence, Gurudev told, and when I heard that, then I was fully satisfied. Then those ideas that I have to buy all those books and read all those leelas, and that fully vanished. No need. What I need, I get from Gurudev's Harikatha. That happened. And this word I still remember. In Delhi, he said, we are not this body. So tomorrow we will hear about also a realized soul, Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Gosai Maharaj. we will hear about him because tomorrow is his disappearance day. Then we will continue this topic. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hari Bolo, 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 Hari Bolo. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी जी की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय पतित पावन शिला गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिला परम गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री पंचतत्व प्रभु की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सार्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जय श्री ध्रुव महाराज की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। Thank you all. Dandot Pranam. Hari Bol.